How's it going, guys? It's Seth here from Psycho Gaming, and today we're going to take a look at different ways that will help you out when you start the game of Elite Dangerous. It is no surprise or hidden fact that the learning curve in this game is pretty steep. However, there are tons of YouTube videos out there, and the gaming community itself is very helpful, along with the Frontier website and forums. So I'm going to be playing this on the Xbox One, but this would apply the same to the PC. So let's go ahead and get started. When you first start out the game, you're going to be in a ship called a Sidewinder. It's a small ship, not very good in combat, but it's going to be able to do what we need to do, which is to smuggle some goods from point A to point B and make some money. Now, I would suggest starting out the game in solo play. Solo play allows you to play by yourself with the computer only. Now, why this is so important on the Xbox One is because currently on the Xbox One, there are groups of players that find it funny to be in much larger spaceships that are much more expensive and deadly, and they will troll the beginning areas and they will kill you in your Sidewinder just for fun. So again, if you're playing by yourself, I would start out the game in solo play. After you progress a couple ships or make a couple friends, switching over to open play would probably be viable. But again, this video is intended for someone just starting out the game and someone who does not know many people. So right now you see an Imperial Courier. That's the last ship I used. But when we get into the game, I'm going to buy a Sidewinder. And like I said, we'll go over a couple things that hopefully will make your time in the beginning of the game a little bit easier. Okay, so here we go. Let me buy this Sidewinder. Welcome to Hughes Enterprise. This is one of the different space stations in the game. And as you see right now, this is like your main UI when you're inside a space station. You have your home screen. You have munitions where you can buy ammunition, missiles, things like that. Repairs, which you can repair your ship. Bulletin board, which we're going to come back to here in a second. Contacts is a little bit more in depth, and in a later video we'll get into that. We have outfitting. This is the place where you buy different things for your ship. And then we have the old shipyard. So let's go ahead and go into the shipyard. This is a Sidewinder. We're going to buy a Sidewinder. 32,000 credits. Here we go. Confirm. And we buy a Sidewinder. Even though this looks kind of small, it is definitely not very small of a ship. I think it's like 30 or 40 feet across. And like I said, it's the beginning ship that you start with. So we're going to go over a couple things first about the ship and what you need to upgrade on it when you possibly can. That'll help you out tremendously. So we go back to our main menu here, and we're going to go into outfitting. Now, the Sidewinders are going to start with 2 small pulse lasers. Personally, I would take those off, sell them, get rid of them. The Sidewinder is not a very good combat ship, and having weapons on it is just going to make you think that you actually can do combat, and it's probably going to kill you. So just take those things off. It'll increase your jump range, and it'll make you lighter. All right, now we go over to internals. These are the actual parts of the ship that you can and will upgrade later on. So we have our bulkhead, which that's kind of like our armor. We have our power plant. This is what supplies power to the entire ship. Thrusters, what makes us go forward. Frame shift drive. This may be the single most important thing on the ship. It controls the distance to which you can do a warp jump, in essence. Going between systems, is a pretty large distance affair, and the frame shift drive is what allows us to do that. Life support, this gives us oxygen. God forbid our canopy or if our ship becomes compromised. Power distributor, this takes the power that you get from your power plant and it distributes it to your different systems, to your engines, your weapons, and your systems, which mainly control your shields. Sensors, it's kind of self-explanatory. You're going to have a little radar on your screen, and the sensors is what controls that. Right here we have our fuel tank. The Sidewinder has a pretty small fuel tank, only 2 tons, so it's not really meant to go anywhere, except for maybe a system here, system there. We have our shield generator, which I would definitely keep on. You never know when you're going to bump into a space station, or you might even get attacked. Cargo rack. So this cargo rack here is a size 2 module, and it allows us to smuggle or carry 4 tons of goods. And we have our basic discovery scanner. So that's what you're going to start with, and that's what we're going to run with. Like I said though, your frame shift drive right here should be one of the first things that you increase, and your cargo rack. So when we do get the money, we're probably going to get rid of this basic discovery scanner, and we're going to get another cargo rack. Now you see the 1 next to this basic discovery scanner. That means that it's a size 1 module. For a size 1 module, we will be able to get a 2-ton capacity cargo rack. But beginning out, you guys don't have the money for that, so we're not going to do it. So there's your ship. Now let's talk about what we're going to do to actually make you guys some money. We're going to go to this bulletin board right here. And inside this bulletin board, there's going to be little missions. What we're looking for is smuggle missions. So this right here is combat. We don't want to do that because we'll get blown up. This is mining. We don't want to do that. We want to do smuggle missions. So this mission right here with the skull and the cargo container with the arrow, this is what's considered a smuggle mission. Right now, we can't do this smuggle mission because it requires us to have 10 tons of cargo, and our minimum trade rank has to be elite. Right now, we don't have either of those, so we can't do it. So we don't have any smuggle missions that we can do. That is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our map. We're going to go to our system map, and we're going to look for another station inside this system to try and go get a mission. So here we are right here. We're at Hughes Enterprise. Let's come over here and... Alright, so this is a terminal. So we're going to press the A button, we're going to select that terminal, and we are going to launch. Now, if you guys look at the bottom of the screen, on your left-hand side, you kind of have a little information hub. It tells you where you're at as far as in the galaxy. And then at the top, it tells you where you're going to go, where your target is. In the next to the left, you have exactly what you're targeting right now. So right now, I am targeting the station that I'm in. So that's why you got that right there. Now, it's green because I'm friendly with it. If you're not friendly with it, it'll just be normal color. Just white, just like that. Moving over, we have our radar, which you see a bunch of different icons on there. Now, green icons are our friends. Red icons would be enemies. And those white icons are different things. Cargo containers, cryopods, mines, could be missiles, stuff like that. Now, the icons that you see on the screen are squares. And what that means is that right now they do not have their hard points out. No weapons out. And they're also solid. What a solid icon means is that it is controlled by the computer. It is an NPC. Now, if you see an icon that looks like a triangle, that means that it has weapons out. Hard points are out. And if you see a hollow icon, that means that it's another player. Now, if you look to the top left of our radar, you see a little compass rose there. Now, you see as I move towards my jump point, that filled in ball goes right into the center, which means now I'm facing at my jump point. So I'm going to press Y. Oh, I still have my landing gear down. I'm going to press Y, and I'm going to charge my frame shift drive. And now we're going to start to jump towards our next terminal.
3, 2, 1.
Moving over on our bottom UI, you guys see on the right-hand side, you see my Sidewinder with 3 rings of shields and 100%, which means that's my hull. So, I haven't gotten hit, and I have all my shields, and we're flying in. Moving over to the right again, you see sys, engines, and weapons. What that means is those are my different pips. Right now, I have all my power equally going to my 3 different main systems. If I press up twice, all my power goes to engines, right, all of it goes to weapons, and left, all of it goes to systems. If I press down, then it resets and everything goes back to average. And then, of course, all the way over to the right, you have my fuel gauge, and you have a couple different indicators. Whether I'm mass locked, which means I can't jump to hyperspace because there's something too massive, too much mass near me. A landing gear, whether my landing gear's up and down, and then whether my cargo scoop is activated or not. Now, as you see, the terminal just hit 8 seconds, and I just throttled down to the middle of the blue. If you do that, about 8 or 10 seconds, if you throttle down to the middle of the blue, then you should not blow past your target. It took me a while to get used to. It'll probably take you a while to get used to, but, no big deal. It's all about trial and error in this game. The game may be way too much to take in and way too big of a power or learning curve for the first day or two, but I promise you after a week of playing and practicing, the game will be much easier to handle, and you will feel like you really are the commander of your own ship. So here we go. We are slowing down because of the gravity of planets, and we're going towards our next terminal. Moving right in. The last station that we left was a pretty large space station. Where we're going to right now is considered an outpost. Now, it's worth noting that at the large space stations, any ships can go there and any ships can dock. However, at these outposts, you're only going to be able to land there if you have a small or medium ship. And furthermore, if you have a medium ship, only one medium ship at a time can land at an outpost. Okay, so now we can safely disengage. I'm going to press Y, and it says destination lock engage. It's going to pull us right into this station. All right, now we're going to throttle up, and then we're going to go towards the terminal. Once I get within 7.50 kilometers, I'm going to be able to ask the station for permission to land there, and we will talk about that. So I'm inside. I go over here to my left panel. I go to contacts. I highlight the terminal, and I request docking.
Docking request granted.
Docking request granted, and here I come. Now I have to find where I can exactly dock at. Orange, and it's going to be highlighted, and it's going to be kind of saying, hey, come over here, come to me. It looks like we are right there. So as you see, it's number 2. We're coming in, and we're going to start slowing down. Okay, we're slowing down, and
Landing gear not deployed.
okay, as you see, it says landing gear not deployed. So I'm going to press B, and I'm going to press down, and there we go. Now my landing gear is deployed.
Landing gear deployed.
We're going to move over a little bit. I'm going to turn, and these are very fine manipulations. So I'm going to go up a little bit, and we're going to come down. Starting to come down, starting to come down. Boom, we landed. Now, I've been playing the game since it came out on the Xbox One, and I still mess up landings every now and again. So don't get frustrated if you mess your landing up. Like I said, it's very fine manipulations. Don't go too fast, don't go too slow, and don't beat yourself up if you crash a couple times. So here we are. Now we go back to Starport Services, and we're going to check the old bulletin board. And hopefully, for the purposes of this video, we have a smuggling mission so we can get that over with. There you go, refuel. And here we go, standing by. Well, we have no smuggling missions. That is awesome. However, though, we do have this. We're in business of making money, are you? So what this is a information transportation mission. So it says, to all pilots, we have a simple job that will earn you some fair credits. We need someone to deliver some trade data to another system for us. If this deal goes through, it will mean more credits for us, which of course will mean a nice stack of credits for you. The only problem is we can't assure you that this will be a safe trip. There's a real risk that our competition could have caught word of this, but hey, what's life without a little risk? So, the starport that we're going to have to go to is Weaver Laboratory, and it says right there that it's an outpost. It's going to be in the system LTT-2337. It's going to give me 6,273 credits when I'm done, when I complete it. There's 30 minutes left to complete it, and then you have, who's having me do it, minimum ranks that are required, effects on reputation. All that's for later on. You don't got to worry about it in the beginning. So let's accept this. And now we back out. Now, in order to figure out where this mission's at, we go over to our transaction tab, and you see contracts. So I press A on it, and I go over to Open Galaxy Map. Now we're in the Galaxy Map, and as you see, it brought me to LTT-2337. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to plan a route to it. Now that I have a route plan to it, we're going to back out. And here we go. Let's start our mission. Let's make some money. Now, in the beginning, it's kind of slow going. Don't get discouraged. You're going to see these ships that cost millions upon millions of credits. And you're like, well, how am I supposed to play the game? This is only going to give me 6,000 credits. Well, I promise you, as you play the game more, and as you achieve better ranks and have better ships with bigger cargo holds, the missions are going to pay more. So do not fear. It will get easier. So I'm going to take my landing gear off, and we're going to start heading towards our target. Now, if you look down on the bottom right, you'll see on my fuel gauge, it is yellowish orange, and then part of it is blue. What that blue part means is that that's how much gas I'm going to burn up by jumping to this next system. My mast locked indicator just came off, so now I am free to go to hyperspace.
Frameshift drive charged.
Frameshift drive is charging, and here we go. Now remember, frameshift drive, the thing that we looked at when we were inside outfitting, is what determines exactly how far you can jump. So again, that is one of the most important things that we're going to increase. We're going to upgrade. So once we're here, we go to systems map, and we got to find out where we need to drop this off at. If the game ever opens my system. There we go. All right, so as you guys see right here, there is an icon right above that. It's a little quest icon. It's Weaver Laboratory. It is 1,025 light seconds away, so we're going to select it. We're going to come out of this. And so if you look at my little compass rose, as I'm moving up towards where I think the target is, it's a not filled in circle. And as I'm moving up, now it becomes, and I bring it right to the center, and there you go. Now Weaver Laboratory is right in front of us. Now, my throttle is pushed all the way up because remember what we said, about 8 or 10 seconds is when we're going to put it at half throttle, and that should make us not blow past our location. We should be able to drop right in without having to circle around and do other embarrassing things. So here we go, 25 seconds, and you guys see the countdown just going down. Keep going towards. And we come down to half throttle, and here we go. Just keep the target, in the middle of your screen, right in front of you, and everything will work out perfectly. About 7 light seconds. 5. Once we get below 1 light second, you know, we're pretty close. Now we're below 1 light second, and once we hit 0.2 light seconds, we will go to another measurement: megameters, million miles, who knows what it stands for, MMs, micro machines. And there we are. Now, it's worth noting that on my radar, you see my screen. I have 1.2 mm per second. You need to be going less than 1 mm per second to safely disengage, which we are right now. We're going about 400 kilometers per second. So we can safely disengage, and that's what we do. So now we're dropping into the system, or to the station, I mean. Here we go. Let's go drop off this trade data, and we'll make some money. So going towards the laboratory. Remember, once we hit 7.5 kilometers, we can ask for permission to dock, which we just did. Request docking. Docking request granted. So here we go. Now we move in. Now, when you put your landing gear down, you're going to go significantly slower. So I don't put my landing gear on until I get pretty close to it. But for your first few times, go ahead and put your landing gear down at whatever safe distance is comfortable for you. It's also worth noting that when you hold down B and press the down diagonal key, your docking gear goes down. If you just tap B, though, you're going to boost. And if you do that inside of a station, you may die. So it's tricky. A lot of people have died because of it, and hopefully they're changing it soon. Okay, our landing gear is deployed. And let's see. We're coming over our area. Okay, and as you guys see, I came in backwards. So we're gonna have to turn around. Slow process, but we're gonna have to turn around. So as you guys see, there are arrows on that little radar down there, and so the way the arrows are pointing, that's the way my ship needs to be facing, which we're doing right now. And there we go. So we're moving a little bit forward, and we dock. Awesome.
Engines disengaged.
Now, we go to Starport Services. We go back to the bulletin board. And up top, you're going to see a turning. All right, so up at the top, you see deliver cargo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press A on that, and it's going to say, excellent work. This will go a long way in furthering a profitable relationship with the New Country Nationalists. You've earned your reward. So I give them the cargo, and they give me about 6,000 credits. Now this shows you mission summary. So with the New Country Nationalists and with the LTT 2337 United Holdings, my reputation has gone up. And now I'm here, and I can go ahead and grab another mission if I wanted to. So let's see. This goes to LTT 2963, and this goes to LTT 2963. So ideally what you'd want to do is try and group together some of these data missions or some of the smuggling missions that are all going to the same system. Look at this. This is going there as well. And this one right here, so it's going to go to LTT 2963. We're going to go to Litzma City, and they want us to bring 3 tons of aluminum. Now, there's a fine involved, so what that means is that aluminum is probably illegal there. However, you have to look at this. The reward that you get for doing this is 130,000 credits. The possible fine that you're going to get is 1,200 credits. So even if we do get caught and we get scanned by the station, they're not going to kill us, they're not going to blow us up, they're just going to fine us 1,200 credits. But when we turn it in, we're going to make 130,000 credits. So you're going to net about 128,000 credits for 3 tons of aluminum. That's a pretty good mission right there. Those are the types of missions that you want to take. Like I said, this skull right here and these ships, we don't want to take those. Those are bad, and those are all about combat. Sidewinder right now, and we need to not be taking those kind of missions. So that's going to be the first video. That kind of shows you guys, a little beginning of what you need to do, the different types of missions to take. And in our part 2 of our video, we're going to talk about once we've done a couple missions and we got a little bit of money under our belt, we're probably going to buy their next ship, which is going to be a hauler, and that will make these missions that much easier and that much faster. Again, I am Seth from Psycho Gaming, and I hope that you found this video to be helpful. And you can go ahead and look at my Twitch channel. My stream is XX Psycho, CYKKO XX. I play this on a regular basis with a bunch of really good, helpful people, and I would be more than willing to answer any questions that you have and try and help you in any way possible that I can. Thank you very much again.